Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business, this show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. So we've been chatting about marketing, but certainly you can't do any marketing without the technology working in your favor. And that's where my next guest, James Davis, the owner of Uncomplicated Your Tech, joins me over here. James, welcome to the program.
It's great. It's a pleasure to be here, Shalom.
Absolutely. James, we were talking a little bit offline, and I know that you've been all over the country, all over the world, and no doubt helping folks sort of uncomplicate their technology. But I love to get to know the backstory. How did you become so passionate about helping people even long before this crazy virtual world that we're living in now?
Yeah, so I've always been interested in technology, even as a really young child, dating back to the old Apple II and the TRS-80 that had DOS on it. So I've always been interested in technology, and I think it's a great pulse of what's happening in the world today.
That's fantastic. So let's talk about your business because that's what all of our listeners care about, fellow entrepreneurs. Would love to first get to know your backstory as a business owner. And when did you get started with Uncomplicate Your Tech?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I would kind of throw myself in the semi-serial entrepreneur. I've owned 5 different businesses over the years with my wife, and the current business is focused in on cloud hosting, the remote desktop, and but I just love business. I think it's the best game in town.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. 'Cause again, I'm chatting with James Davis, owner of Uncomplicate Your Tech, company which is on the forefront of the new era of hybrid workforce solutions. And I know, James, you and your company have been singled out by Goldman Sachs as visionary business in the IT sector. So, I can't help, I can't believe it, but I have to bring up the C word again, the COVID word. When that pandemic hit, so many workforces went online. So how did that change your business?
Yeah, so kind of in 2 parts. Certainly, our existing clientele were ready and able to get going immediately and really shift out of their business offices to the home, or they might have been in multiple business offices and shifted everybody out to their homes. And then, sort of the second part of it was a lot of people got caught flat-footed, which totally understandable. We really never in my lifetime have we been into something like this with a virus that is taking such a huge hit on the business world. But the next thing was is getting companies over very rapidly so that they were able to get their employees virtualized and scalable. And a lot of people don't even think about that, but the ability to go up and down in the size and be able to do it very rapidly rather than have to buy all new equipment and have that office setting.
So something I've heard you say in several venues is the hybrid word, and hybrid is, I think, the way of the future. Talking about that hybrid workplace where folks might be working remotely, maybe a couple of days a week. Companies will have an office presence, but it might not be sort of the central hub of everything that's going on. So again, I'm chatting with James Davis, the owner of Uncomplicate Your Tech. James, what do you envision for the workplace of we're having this conversation in mid 2022? Where will things be in 5 years from now?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, the coronavirus accelerated a lot of technology and a lot of things in our lives. And so one of it is that our workplace has entirely changed. We've been forcibly introducing the idea of working from home, and it has shown uh, higher productivity in certain areas. It does come with its challenges in managing your team, but with tools like Zoom and in our case, what we're producing, which is a full cloud desktop where the entire work environment is sitting there ready to be consumed anywhere in the world at any time on whether it's a Mac or a Windows device, even an iPad. But the future is all going to be, you may be in the office for 2 days and out for 3 days, and businesses have really kind of come to the conclusion that this is what has to be. And for a lot of people, it's a winner because the commute, the statistics for commuting, if you're commuting an hour each way every day and you just take that by, 300 days, it's a tremendous volume of time that you could save and have for your family or for your personal interests. And that is really what the future is going to be.
So we've chatted a little bit about the convenience factor of things, and certainly, of course, the safety factors of things. But what about data protection? That's something that many small business owners don't think that they need to know about. But you don't think you need to know about it until it happens, and you've been hacked, and you lose your data, and suddenly everybody's mad at you, and everybody hates you. James, how do you have that balance between convenience and protection?
So the convenience actually brings you the protection because everything is going to be in a data center. And so we actually have an employee that sits there and goes through every customer's backup to confirm that they went through every night. This is something a small business is not going to do on their own. They're just going to rely on the fact, hey, my server got backed up last night and I believe the hard drive's good. Well, for a relatively small fee in comparison, we're taking a full-time employee and having them check every company's backup because we know that's the last line of defense. As you kind of mentioned in your words, it all goes to hell when you don't have your data and you can destroy your business just by losing it. So we are really cognizant of the need to watch and curate those backups and make sure they're available for our clients.
And that's fantastic. Again, I'm chatting with James Davis, the owner of Uncomplicate Your Tech, company on the forefront of the new era of hybrid workforce solutions, making a difference all over the place. And on that note, all over the place, I want to go back to your side of things as a business owner. You mentioned that you are sort of kind of a serial entrepreneur, which is great. So, on your side of things, where do you see your business over the next 5 years, and what are some of the sort of surprises along the way, good or bad, that you would want to share with fellow entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so I think, when you look at the cloud, it's impacting every business, even if it's, hey, it's my website or it's my email. But now it's becoming the entire digital desktop, and all the tools that you're using are going to the cloud. So the good news is the convenience and the ability for a business owner to scale up or down an exact size their business and their expenditure in IT. And ultimately, we see a significant savings when people come on board with us. On the flip side of it, on the scary side, I think whether it is the cloud or whether you're having your business in your office building and you have nothing to do with the cloud desktop, the cybersecurity, cyber terrorism, whatever the right word might be for it, that threat, all they have to do is get it done once correctly, and your business can be in a world of hurt. And there's nothing more important right now than crossing your T's, dotting your I's in regards to security and backup, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, no question about it. Security is really important, and that as we've been talking about this hybrid workplace and everything really important. Another term that I know you throw around that you help even small business owners, even entrepreneurs that might be just be growing, is actually insights as well, data, and some of the things that they might not think that they can afford or might not think that they even need to know. But where are you and your team helping in that area of insights and data?
Yeah, so when it comes to data, I mean, it's really important. It's the lifeblood of any business, right? So it could be something as simple as your CRM system, your customer resource management system, and being able to curate the data from the very beginning of when somebody starts with your business to the very end and that entire relationship they have with you. And so those types of data sets, we can work with customers. We work with accounting programs as well. There's quite a few different applications. There's really no application as long as if you're using it today, I can guarantee you we can put it up in the cloud for you.
That's fantastic. Well, we're running out of time, James, and I certainly want to make sure all of our listeners know where they can get in touch with you. But I'll first ask that question of who is the right person that needs to get in touch with you?
Sure. We're there for any small, medium-sized business that wants to look at their IT costs and see whether the cloud is right for them. We are a super low-pressure organization. If this is right for you, we're going to put you into a trial. You're going to make sure it's right for you. And we back all of our contracts with you can be out of it in 30 days with any notice. And so we put no pressure and we take no risk for our client so that they aren't in a long-term contract with us.
Great. Well, now that we know who needs to get in touch with you, how do we get in touch with you?
Yep, all you got to do is go to uncomplicateyourtech.com. There's some great free information there. There's some videos. And more importantly, if you want to, let's get you into a trial, find out if it's right. If it's right for you, we're double thumbs up, ready there for you. And if it's not, we part friends. But there's no pressure. We're not a super hype sales organization. We're more of a boutique kind of company. And if you will, a little ma and pa, because my wife does work with me, and we're there for you.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, James Davis. Uncomplicate your tech. Thanks so much. We're going to squeeze in a very quick break, some headlines, commercials, more, and get down to business when we return. But you can always go to my website, shalomklein.com, to download the past 8+ years of shows all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We'll be right back.